Hi everyone, Cirincione-Jampolsky and Diane Cirincione speaking to you all from Sausalito, California.
Congratulations, everyone, and aloha on the 15th anniversary of the Hawaii Forgiveness Project. We're joining you from, as Jerry said, from Sausalito, California. We wish we could be there, but we are definitely there in spirit.
Gratitude is a natural state of our spiritual being. It's a central part of the unconditional love that has been created in us. And that forgiveness has been a gift from God to help us heal the unhealed mind, the mind that's still holding on to negative judgments of attack thoughts and judgments. And it is what corrects the error of our perception, where we no longer then are in the ego mind, but are in the mind of what the love that created us. And I was seeing a 7-year-old boy who, in my office some years ago, and on his 7th birthday, I gave him really a small fishing pole. I had an office that was out on the wharf, and we fished together. The kids seemed to talk better then. And about 35 years later, Diane was going to had an appointment to see someone who was going to illustrate a book that she was writing. And when she mentioned the name, I said, gee, that's someone I used to see. I wonder if it's the same person. Can I come with you? And she said yes, and we talked for about 2 hours, and we're about ready to leave. And he said, can you wait just a minute? I want to show you something. And he came out without any words, carrying this little fishing pole that I gave him when he was 7 years old. I don't think I've ever had a more powerful expression of gratitude for someone to hold on to this, to remember me, than this boy gave to me that day.
Gratitude has been an integral part of my journey throughout my life, not just the 36 years with Jerry. I learned it at a very, very young age from my mother. Someone asked me in an interview once about what are the 3 most important things that your mother taught you, whether positive or negative? And they easily flowed. And the first was respect for all others who think differently than you or believe differently than you, because she always did. Second was unconditional love. She didn't really talk about it, but she demonstrated it throughout my entire life. And the third was gratitude. Every night before we went to sleep, she would talk about counting our blessings. I must have heard her say that thousands of times. And she meant not just the good things that happened, but everything that happened. And gratitude became an integral part of the way that I looked at the world. When Jerry and I wake up in the morning, we have what we call greeting the day, which is widely published now. It's on our website. And the first thing we do is we say, oh my gosh, we have another day. I'm grateful I'm breathing, I'm alive. We have heat in the house, we have water, the most basic things, and we never, ever, ever take them for granted. But I think the most powerful part of gratitude for me is its role in forgiveness. And forgiveness has seemed to me like an experience, like a mandala experience. That we first have something very critical and crucial and often painful that happens in our lives. It could be as a child or as an adult. And there is that experience. And then there's pain and there's anguish and anger or whatever else follows that until the point where we can hardly function with it because it's interfering with our life. And we cannot feel or experience peace without that. So then the next point is, what is it I'm so upset about, and how can I find another way of looking at this? And so as we reach for forgiveness and go through our Ho'oponopono or our own individual cultural way of working with forgiveness, and we start to come out the other side of the mandala, I often think of what the Dalai Lama says, that what is the gift? What is being presented to you? And so the part of the forgiveness process for me is seeing what is it that this person has offered to me that is of great value to me. And as I open the box, I see that. And as I go through my forgiveness process, the last part of forgiveness to me is turning around and saying, I have gratitude for what I have learned through this experience. Not that I wish it would have happened again or anything like that, but that ultimately I know that I've forgiven when I can experience gratitude for the entire experience.
One of the things that we remember every day is Meister Eckhart's statement that the most important prayer in the whole world is 2 words: thank you. And so we do our best to be able to say thank you to each other throughout the day and to other people silently or out loud. And we find this serves us very well to remember our natural inheritance, which is gratitude. The gratefulness that comes right to the top is the opportunity that we've given us to decide what thoughts we want in our mind, and to know that it's only our own thoughts and attitudes that really affect us, not our interpretation of other people. So for me, the opportunity to be grateful that I have that choice to freedom, which is the choice of forgiving and not holding on to grievances, to not see any value in blame or anger, and to see only value in love, and to remind ourselves that the purity of love really allows us to get rid of all other things except love, and to realize there is no reality except the love that we were created in, and that our true essence of love is what we are.
I love that, Jerry, because I think that you have to give up all your judgments. Give up your judgment about the situation, the person, the being, and not say it is good and bad, right or wrong, but just to release it. And that's so beautiful, the way you shared that. I would add to it that what comes to mind to me is gratitude for the ability to have an inner awareness that I can choose to forgive and release myself and the illusion of someone else that allows me to experience inner peace. And I do that through a very simple exercise. In fact, we often do it in the mornings. When we're waiting, if there's someone that has bothered us, it could be a politician, it could be a person we knew, it could be someone a long time ago, it could be someone we just had an experience, it could be each other. And it's a very simple exercise of seeing the face of the individual with a light behind it, a big light. And the first thing I say, without qualification, is, I thank you and I thank myself. I forgive you and I forgive myself. I love you and I love myself. And I release you and I release myself. And with each one of those statements, the individual's face gets smaller and the light gets brighter. And at the end, when you say, I release you and release myself, they disappear into a point of light. That is one of the things I am most grateful for in my life. Release the energy of a negative connection with another human being.
Thank you for allowing us to be part of the 15th year celebration
Yes.
of forgiveness there in Hawaii.
Yes. Aloha.